Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the sunshine. Father, we also thank you for the rain. We thank you for all the wonderful blessings that you provide. We thank you for guiding and directing us in all that we may do. And Father, we ask that you continue to provide guidance, that we will know and understand and act in accordance with your will. Father, we thank you for the many wonderful blessings once again. We ask that you guide and direct us. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Douglas County Ambulance Authority. I'd like to acknowledge our guest, Mr. Greg Lawson, Mrs. Beamer, Martha, Neil, and Tim. Okay. Is that all? You're supposed to. Okay. Chris, you want to have a roll call?
Our vocal, Shirley Williams, Chris Arnold, Nell Hurst, Eric Britton, Dave Laurie, Nicole Kramer.
Okay, I'd like to pass it down to Chris to read the treasurer's report.
I can't do that, it's not on the agenda.
Okay.
And the minutes aren't on the agenda either.
Okay.
I think you could go ahead and do
Can I do
it.
it?
Just, if there's any action on them, just include them next.
Okay. Our treasurer's report for June 24th, 2015. Deposits total $54,317.67. Checks paid out were $29,086.70. Outstanding checks total $3,429.48. The P card has $2,552.96 on it. Total outstanding right now, as of today, is $5,982.44. The balance in the checkbook as of today is $147,067.07. In the savings account, we have $6,413.04. And in the Care Bear account, we have $420. Mr. and Mrs. Ireland donated $20 to the Care Bear account.
Probably just table it until the acceptance of both, until next month's report, next month's week.
I'd like to table the treasurer's report to the next month's meeting, and also the minutes of this meeting to the next month's meeting. Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
You should see the graph. Yeah. Me too.
Okay, do I have a motion to go into executive session? Also, I'd like to table the director's report to the next meeting, which at that time will deliver it to.
I second the motion now. That's what I second the
I
motion.
don't think we really have, if you table it, you don't have to.
Works for me.
Okay. Do I have a motion to go to executive session?
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I ask before we you go into executive session, what SRT stands for and why it is a legal item to go into executive session?
It's a special response team and it's to protect the safety and integrity of the team.
Okay.
Do I have a motion to return from executive session?
I make a motion that we return to regular session.
Do I have a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. I'd like to make a motion to accept the SRT policy as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. have another motion to go to executive session?
I'll make a motion to go to executive session.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
I make the motion that we come out.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion, we did not do anything on the business model study. There was no action taken. Do I have a motion to go back into executive session?
I make a motion to get back into executive session.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
May I ask what FTO stands for?
Field Training Officer.
Okay, do I have a motion to return from executive session?
I make the motion that we return to regular session.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? No action was taken on the personnel FTO update and evaluation. Okay, under new business, we have vehicle purchase.
I handed it out this week.
Is that you?
So attached behind the Excel document should be the listing from Fenton Fire of the two vehicles. The first one is a 2009, the second one is a 2010.
I don't have one. Thank you. They are being listed by Fenton Fire for another agency that has both of them at the current time. They're both in use. They both have 79,000 miles listed, but they did say the mileage would be a little higher at the time of purchase since their fire chiefs are using the vehicles. They've just reduced the prices. You can see we're asking for the 2010 is 88 and the 2009 is 68. They've both been reduced by $2,000. And after talking to them and working on the price of the package deal, they came down to $7,250 for the pair each, so $14,500 for both vehicles. The one thing that stands out about these cars is that any vehicle you look at that's a retired police vehicle or retired chief's vehicle, they do not include lights and sirens. They quoted $5,000 in equipment, but I would say after you have the labor and the cost of having both of those cars, you're going to have well over $5,000 in them for the equipment that's included. So I just did a little breakdown of the average. I mean, obviously this place isn't looking to sell them to make a profit. They're looking to sell them because they can't have these extra vehicles. But they are massively, I mean, the average saving on the 2010 from a book, if we would go to a car lot and purchase one, actually that's private seller. I did not do dealership price, so $46.52 off the book, and in 2009 it was $41.01 off the book, not including the additional emergency equipment that we would have to require the vehicles to have.
Yes, Debbie.
Do I have it right on the floor? What are these vehicles for?
These vehicles will house the equipment for the SRT tactical team, and they will also house medical equipment.
Will they be response vehicles for the AA for emergency calls, as in emergency medical calls, or response vehicles?
They can be equipped with dual purpose. They will be included in joint operations with the Sheriff's Department, and will also be rapid response for paramedics.
Will they be housed in county?
That they will be assigned to the SRT units for deployment, because their equipment will be kept in those vehicles.
So they will be in county.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion. We have the secretary treasurer draft a check for $14,500 plus whatever taxes and other incidentals, and get these cars here as quickly as possible. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the training center proposal.
You've all received a copy of our Educational Institute handbook that we propose to turn into the state of West Virginia. A lot of hard work went into this book. This book will be sent to the state upon their approval for the Doddridge County Ambulance Authority to become a standalone training center in the state of West Virginia.
Of what?
Standalone training center in the state of West Virginia. Included in this manual is a table of contents for public disclosure, general resources, all the student resources and requirements, faculty resources, and some general concerns about exposure, personal health, patient handling, all the things that are required by the state to become a training center. If this is approved, we'll turn in the application to the state office of EMS. I'll talk with Mike Tucker, and he'll come do a site visit and see if we're approved or not. Okay. Mr. President.
Yes, ma'am.
Where will these classes be held? What's going to be turned into the training center? And who's going to pay for this? I mean, this is a statewide regional training center.
What is the state of training center?
What you're proposing, right? Will the county residents be putting the bill for this too?
No, the county residents won't be putting the bill. The state actually provides funding to training centers that are approved. There is a separate checking account that has to be set up through the state, so the state can monitor any funds that are available to the training center through the state of West Virginia have to be used for training and nothing.
Okay, where will this be put?
At the ambulance authority. Our garage is set up with a screen for a projector, which we've already acquired. And all the course outlines for each class in the hospital, which is in here, this is our manual that we will turn on this.
This will be training courses that you can have, say, Harrison County, commit to Ritchie County.
Anybody from the state can come in and take a class at the ambulance authority.
So we send us some training.
What about like senior citizens doing CPR?
All that is included into this training program. All American Heart, the whole American Heart program is included into our EMT and paramedic refreshers can all be done in-house. There is a citizen emergency response training program. It's called CERT that we plan on trying to institute in the county of Doddridge County. The outline is also included in this. I can go over, if you guys want, the actual, on page 7 and 8 is the course offerings that we would hope to offer For the general public, we offer heart saver, CPR, and AED, heart saver first aid, heart saver bloodborne pathogens, and community emergency response team, which is our CERT team. For healthcare providers, first responder, EMT minor, EMT basic, continuing education would include our AHA, advanced cardiac life support, advanced medical life support, advanced stroke life support, BLS for healthcare providers, geriatric education, mass casualty incidents awareness 1 and 2, emergency pediatric care, EMS safety, pediatric emergencies for the pre-hospital provider, pre-hospital trauma life support, emergency vehicle operations control. For law enforcement, we will offer law enforcement and first response for tactical casualty care and tactical combat casualty care, which are all nationally accredited training programs.
And this will all be footed by the state, the bill.
I'm not sure I comprehend what you're saying, footing the bill, because the
Well,
classes...
paying for the building, the use of the building, paying for the staff to maintain and upkeep the classes themselves.
The training center will be ultimately the ambulance authority though.
So
the
we're going to be
facilities ourselves will be
paying,
upkeep.
we're going to be paying for the facility itself plus any employees who might be involved in the training process, right?
I'll note your comments.
Pardon?
I'll note your comments. I wish to answer your questions at this time.
The thing about it is, if they do this here, it's gonna save us paying people mileage to go to it. So that's gonna be a savings to the county anyway, plus per diem, plus whatever wages they pay. It's gonna be a win-win. The state is footing probably the biggest part of it.
I got a comment to make. You're making a big deal about the cost of the building as if the ambulance authority is going to have to pay again for the building. The building is already paid for. So if it's being used to house the ambulances, or if it's being used for training purposes, it costs no additional money. So you can't say it's costing additional money. You know, it's basic bookkeeping. Yeah.
The employees of the ambulance authority would also be exempt from the cost of the classes. It would be an ambulance authority hosted class. So our employees would not cost them anything to take the classes. We offer 100% reimbursement for our training. To an outsider, there is a set fee, which is in the program outlines that they would pay to take the class. And that money would go into the training center fund. They would pay for these classes. And that money can be used in the upkeep and training education. That includes upkeep in the facilities.
So in other words, Harrison County sends 10 people, they're going to pay for 10 people, correct?
Right.
Okay.
So
Ritchie County sends 5, they're going to pay for 5.
So here's like one of our training opportunities. If we look at principles in ethics and personal leadership, it's a 16-hour course. The location will be at the ambulance authority at our facility. The course is $160. $160 is what it costs for Shirley to take. That includes her books and all her materials required for the class. That cost is significant. And we'll have a class. She'll pay the $160 and that money will go into the training department. Go to the ambulance authority fund, it goes into the training center. The training center will have its own budget and its own account.
I'll make a motion to approve sending this to the state for approval.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
All in favor? I have
Aye.
a motion. I have a second. All in favor? Aye. Kosher for me to put in between the new business and old business public comment, or should I say that to last?
That takes place.
Under old business, we have copy. We tabled that to last.
Upon the advice of our new administrative assistant, that ought to be tabled for future.
Place this, table this until further notice.
Can I ask for you all to set a temporary fee? So whenever I turn in my FOIAs, I don't throw anybody off like did last month?
The original, and if I'm not mistaken, the bill indicated that there couldn't be a research fee, but it said that there could be a copy fee. And if I'm not mistaken, that was included in the original proposal, the copy fee was, and it was the same rate as the county clerk charges. So, not being an attorney, but I would assume that that's probably still valid.
I talked to JT, our lawyer, and he said that it was to charge for the paper. We were to charge for the paper. And that's from our attorney.
He is an attorney.
Yeah, that's from our attorney.
Okay. I'd like to put a motion forward that we follow our attorney's advice temporarily till a standard is set. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'd like to open the floor to public comment.
Maya? Scribble,
Don't say anything, Mr. Robinson.
Pardon?
Would you like to say anything, Mr. Robinson?
No.
Okay, I'd like to ask, what's wrong with 606 and how old is this unit?
606, they're not exactly sure what was wrong with it. Do you know anything further? They were doing diagnostic tests on it,
They're still on test.
and I believe it was in 2008.
This is one of the original ones. Okay, on May 14th, I requested under the Federal Freedom of Information Act a copy of the order/invoice of the 3 units as approved for purchase at the DCAA board meeting in April 2015. I have not gotten this. This has not been answered, except that you didn't have the invoice because they weren't ordered. Can you tell me what the status of this is?
So the trucks are still being line, and we have not received the final invoice. They're being manufactured. I don't know what. I
When-
gave you the
when-
spec sheet and what was the
No, I
specs?
didn't get the spec
You
sheet.
stopped by.
Yes,
and
you
picked it up.
did.
Yes, you did.
You stopped and I gave you the sheet. That's what we have.
Oh, okay, okay. That one's done. Now, I'd like to forward you a copy of the SRT policy, a copy of the training proposal, and a request for the cash flow totals for the month of June 2014.
I will go ahead and deny your request for the SRT. That policy also
Okay, I
covers
see what
national
you're
terrorism,
saying.
so.
Okay. I realize that June is no good, just wait until June is, and I'll pay for it like I did before. And this is a complaint for you, Mr. Court.
authority there. He was locked, the clock for the Orange County Ambulance Authority. So we have no recourse in this matter.
Okay.
If you're filing a complaint with me, I will tell you, I also am employed at Montague EMS. I was in a Montague unit. I was out driving. I was in the passenger seat. And if you're curious of why it looks like I'm in the driver's seat, you can Google front-facing cameras to show you the mirror views. So, just out of curiosity, if you're intrigued and want to venture into Google name.
I have a letter I'd like to read. Are you finished, Tina? I have a letter I'd like to read. It's from Medical Director, Dr. Christopher Good, and it's in regards to Adam Hoffman and Chris Garner. And this note was sent to him about a patient that they took care of on June 2nd, 2015, from John Fernandez, Director of the Cath Lab and Services and Chief Operating Officer at UHC. Said, "Great job, guys. The EMS crew did a wonderful job with this patient. Please let them know how much their hard work is appreciated. In reviewing the chart, there was one item that needs clarification. When the patient was connected to the EKG monitor and an acute MI was found, the crew requested a helicopter. He's not sure why, but whether it was the patient condition or the location time sensitivity. Please remind your crews that UHC has a full cath lab with best performance of door to balloon times in the state, and we are always available." The guys got the door to the balloon, to the cath lab, was 48 minutes. The EKG in the field alerted the team at UHC approximately 15 minutes before the patient arrival. Door to EKG was 1 minute. These guys did a great job. They got the patient to the hospital. The cath lab was open and ready for the patient when they got there.
And the clarification of why your medical was requested was under the direction of medical crew. And then,
Please let the crew know that they went above and beyond and provided the best care and opportunity for this patient to have the best outcome. Respectfully, Christopher Good, MD, Medical Director, Dodge County Ambulance Authority.
Best thing I can say about that is keep up the good work. Okay, we have any other public comment? Do I hear a motion?
I do have a public comment.
Okay.
And I kind of find it interesting. And I read the newspapers, and 54 counties that I know of, there's no or very little criticism of the ambulance services for those particular counties. The one county in the state where there is a lot, the individual who makes the complaints and writes about the complaints is also heavily invested in an opposing or competing service. So I just want to make that comment. Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.